gorgeous Valencia, Spain, home of Deconstructeam. So of course, we're in Paris. Brought Jordi, Marina and Paola to Paris to show their bewitching new game, the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, to the cream of European media. Once again, we're in Paris, and this time we're here to do an event for the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, which is the latest opus from Deconstructeam, our Valencian friends here. Jordi, Marina, Paola. How was it?
It was emotionally devastating at first, because we've been...
That got a round of applause, you see. Emotionally devastating.
Yeah, devastating. We've been for 5 years working in this game and being secretive about it, and suddenly having groups of 8 people playing every hour, it was like, oh my god, what is going on? This is going so fast. We were healed immediately because the reactions were so good, like the vibe, everyone was super into what we made. So now we are feeling like working on sunshine a bit, so that's good.
I want to go back in time a little bit. So you've been making games together since when?
Since 2012?
2012, yeah.
Yeah.
What were you each doing before that? How did you find each other?
I started making video games on my own because I always wanted to do them. And I was working as a web developer for 5 years or so and got so tired of it that in an existential crisis I decided to watch what I wanted to do with my life. I was with Marina at the time already. So I was making games on my own. She took pity on me because of how ugly the games were, because I'm no artist, and decided to start doing the art, and the quality started going up little by little.
From my point of view, was like I started seeing Jordi making all these things, and I was like, wow, it's interesting, because video games for me was like a hobby, but I never thought that that was something that you could make.
Were you an artist before that?
Yeah, I studied fine arts and I was a graphic designer at that moment.
So Jordi was doing all these really bad drawings.
Yeah, like making characters with a bit of ugly pixel art, of course.
So you wanted to save him from himself?
Yeah, so I said, okay.
Like your career will just is non-starter if you keep doing these drawings.
Maybe it was like a nostalgic also style at the beginning, like when I was little and I played these video games that they were pixel art and everything. Well, in all this process I became really in love with the style. Some people say it's easy because you can make something more or less easy with pixel art. Then I think there's more to it. Of course, choosing the right colors. Colors is really, really important in pixel art, like the contrast between the colors, because that's how you make them interesting and that's how you make them readable. A face or something like that, maybe some people get a bit lost, like, I don't know what you're representing here, so you need to be, you need to know how to do it.
What happened next?
I started playing the games and they were like really good, like you could see like the promise, but they had no sound at all. So I sent him a DM and I was like, I would like to maybe collaborate with you, like maybe send you some music. So we started collaborating like that, and I remember like, this is like super stupid, but back then, like I thought, this guy is gonna make something cool eventually.
You had faith from the start.
Yeah, I was like...
And you should have seen the first games, they're awful, I don't know.
But like they have like this weird energy behind them,
At the beginning we were releasing silent browser games.
Silent browser
games, yeah.
Were they all in black and white?
No black and white, it was like pixel art, but no sound effects, no music, just like, we don't even going to care how to do this.
Sounds so sad. They have the saddest gaming I've ever heard. Silent browser games, is that actually a genre? This is Power, music and sound effects at Deconstructeam.
Yeah.
Which came first, the music or the sound effects?
Music, always music.
Okay.
For us, it's like setting up the mood of the game. Sound effects actually like pretty late.
Okay.
Usually, because I actually don't really like it very much. I'd rather do it. I don't want to do it, but I'd rather do it. I started playing piano while 12 or something like that. but I didn't knew how to read music, and I didn't want to learn.
Yeah, who does?
And it was like, oh, this is taking so long.
Yeah,
so
forget it.
It's just these notes, and I don't want to learn the order, so I'm just gonna play whatever I want. And that's how I started improvising, and improvising led to composing.
So you're completely self-taught?
Yeah,
as
I'm
well?
completely self-taught, yeah.
We weren't even thinking about going professional yet. We were just learning how to do games. But we released Ghost Will Be Watching as a browser game, and suddenly we got a mail from Devolver. Hey, we like what you do and we want to work with you. And I was like on Google, Devolver Digital.
You like, who the hell is Devolver?
And I saw Hotline Miami and I was like, what? Yeah. I mean, I
We
remember.
didn't believe that the mail was like, maybe this is a scam.
It felt like a scam. Like,
It doesn't make any sense.
Gods Will Be Watching came out in 2014.
14, yeah. We signed and a year later we released.
Was that a big deal, just finishing that game? Was that the biggest thing you'd ever done?
It was a huge deal. Like, we are making like an actual game. Like, it's not like some browser toy.
We made a crowdfunding and we got 20,000 euros from it, and we thought we were rich. And by the end of development, we released the game having less 14 euros in the bank account.
Wow.
Like, this better works, because if not, we have to go back to our parents' places, or
We learn a lot
We
with
learn
this
a lot.
game, yes.
So I understand the last few years you've been going through some stuff. What have been the biggest things that you've had to deal with?
Mental health, I have to say. Yeah, during the pandemic, we struggled with everyone, I think.
How did you lift yourselves out of it? What were the most important parts of that process?
I think making essays on empathy was really a huge important deal, at least for me, because when we make this compilation of games, we made it Tres al Cuarto, that reflects a lot about the creative process and the creative life, and record and talk about the games that we made 6 years ago, 5 years ago, or something like that was like a nice thing to do and to think about, you know, like, wow, when we made this, what were our aspirations, or what were our ideas or something like that. That helped me in a way
It's
to
like
think about or how we work and how we deal with creativity and stuff like that.
no, I felt like documenting therapy, like sitting on a couch and talking
Totally.
about everything.
Tell me where Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood came from then. What was happening in the last few years?
This was from the last months of 2018. I don't know what we were doing at that moment.
We were actually trying to escape the visual novel formula, adding some action to our games. A lot of people that we loved and respected were really into tarot and magic, and we thought that was bullshit at the time. In an effort to try to understand why people who we love and respect are really into this, we started delving into it, like what's actually inside of this, and reading about it and exploring it. And we fell in love with it too while we were trying to challenge it. So we discovered that through tarot specifically, you can connect to ideas and emotions you are not able to access with your logical mind. You immediately project your fears, your desires, ideas. We thought tarot actually is a great mechanic for a narrative design, because asking questions and using cards to answer them is pretty nice, so why don't we build a whole game around this concept?
The Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood secret ingredient is Geordie's actual ability to do tarot readings, which frankly is a little bit scary, because apparently they're quite accurate.
We can do reading for the people who is watching this video right now.
Really? How would that work?
Yeah, like, let's go wild. Be careful, you can stop watching here because
Okay.
I am about to read your fortune. So I'm going to place here your opportunity, and I'm going to place next to it the adversity. Bad news, it's going to be,
Death.
it doesn't necessarily mean that. Death can mean like a big change in your career. A lot
Sorry.
of people are going to lose jobs, move cities, and everything. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, this is what the cards are doing.
You're just going to have to deal with some stuff. That's all there is to it.
But good news after this.
Good news.
After this, the high priest. This means that this change, this big change in your life, is going to bring you wisdom and presence. That's really good news.
You're going to grow. You're going to grow as people.
Yeah. Paula had an idea that it might be related that if you do buy the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, all of this might be avoided.
Yeah, because that's being good to yourself. That's
good.
the ultimate act. The ultimate act of self-care is buying the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood.
Yeah, I mean, I even seen like even just a tiny wish list.
And now, Jordi is going to summon some drinks.
I can do it like this.
There we go. You as a creative team are fascinating, and because it feels like you're all equally vital parts of this Deconstructeam. How do you see the way that you function together as a team?
The three of us, we live together and we are in a polyamorous relationship. It's like a family enterprise for us, and everything we do, we live through it. It's not like we split jobs and then submit them to the project. We are constantly talking about our writing, the music, the art, and how it combines, and we talk about it while we're walking on the street or having lunch.
But how has your relationship and the way that you work together evolved?
It started actually while we making the Wrestling's Club, because making the Wrestling's Club was a transformative experience. All the questions we were asking to the players on the Wrestling's Club, we needed to develop them ourselves. So we started changing our views on identity, happiness, relationships, everything, and eventually we came really close while developing. Our way of developing narratives often is through role-playing. You need to adopt different points of views to develop further every narrative line and ways of thinking, and inevitably the themes grow in your head and become part of you and your identity. I mean, the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood is transforming us too in many ways. How we deal with emotion, community, isolation, magic. We need to be very careful in what we work in the future. And I believe that's why we want to remain just the three of us with the eventual collaborator or something like that.
Hiding people, like it will be like reading curriculums, like for adding people to our relationships. It would be like super weird.
We are bringing each other to higher levels because for some reason it's been a long project, so we are developing more skills while we make it.
So with the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, what did you want to do with the music that you maybe haven't done before?
I did want like to go more all in with the dynamic music, lots more of layering.
Yeah.
No, like the whole first chapter has like all of the music is synced up. That was like something challenging, but I feel like it worked out really good.
I suppose after Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood comes out, you're going to have a new topic that will become your baby after Tarot.
We need like the holidays and then like the creative phase of, or like what do we like now, like small things again, you know.
We plan to spend a year living, traveling, being with friends, relaxing, and inevitably
It's not going to be like that, I have to say.
I give you 2 months and you'll be back working.
Yeah, but I mean, if we go out with that mindset, eventually it will just like grab the idea.
So when people play the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, what do you want them to take away from that experience?
For me, they develop empathy.
Yeah, I feel like that the game sticks to people, you know, like it's food for thought.
Being able to see other identities, put themselves in different shoes, and think about a lot of themes. And it can be tackle many themes. It doesn't matter if it's community or depression, happiness, like in the Wrestling's Club, or identity or anything. But at the end of the day, what I want them to have, if I could only choose one thing, is to develop more empathy. It's for us like our main objective with everything we write and do.